Okay, now it works. I don't know what was wrong with that. Right, let's get out of here. Out.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yep, that's why.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Of course they do. I can't see a thing on here. I still can't see a thing even when the curtain's closed.
It's funny. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
What were you gonna say at first? Your subtitles just broke. It was broke. So that's the little peephole you read before.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
I don't think I got any big bowls after that. Let's just stop there. Right, so where else do I go after this? And it?
As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
I mean, not really. That was a sad childhood to have.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Jeez. It's so depressing.
I wonder if that comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the reminder. Just gonna do a quick dizzy turn there. Can I go down this way? I can barely see where the heck I'm going. I thought I already got the key now. Watch out for Wick. No, I think he's out now. Anyone want to play pool? Ghosts or anything? No judgment.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I guess this is where the building took place. It's where there's a big saw like that too.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Why?
I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh, is this the food she was hiding? Right. Guy lived in the basement.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
This part's bizarre.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
It might be insane.
Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Subtitles are slightly cut off of that clock. Is anyone else getting a Guardians of the Galaxy sense of this one?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
So you should be ready
I have
30
to.
years ago.
Well, I still can.
Just wasting your life away doing this. What is that? Seal.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara. And Molly. And Calvin.
That thing's still alive after like 30 years or so.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
You broke the subtitles.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Yeah, you just want some
I
different
don't mind
taste
if I
after
don't have
that.
a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Yeah, you never would have got to meet him. Strange. Yeah, he's got all these postcards from everywhere, and yet he was stuck down here.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
How?
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Future.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Am I supposed to jump? No, I think I'm supposed
I
to
don't
go
know
around
if I
it.
should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
No. Someone's got to find out somewhere and you're helping them.
But I thought you should know about your family.
It's nice to know about family and where it's all come from and like that.
And the history you're a part of.
In case that monster's still out there. Just gonna swim over there. That's what I'm gonna do.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
So what else is there to believe except police investigations? I don't want to believe the fairy tales. Even if they are messed up.
And when you look at the house, it had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness. Any of it seems possible.
Part of Wonderland. Is it the Edith?
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Yeah.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
That is strange.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Jeez. I feel pretty guilty for that, I suppose. They've got very similar names.
Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
So got down your statue. It's a dragon head, I think. Yeah.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Right each way.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
I guess then you can't moan at her or anything because she's already gone, so... So well, getting out of it, I suppose. Just want to keep safe.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Yep. The baby bump is... I can't even see the baby bump now. I used to include the warning. Come when you're not pregnant. Yes. I don't want to step on the grass. Do I just go around here?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes. Whoever's shooting the camera's the one who doesn't want to be photographed, but they want to take photos of everyone else instead. Poetic.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Jeez, that flash.
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Blinded the heck out of me. Hey. Why am I still here? I already took the photo.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Where? I've blinded myself.
Come over here, Dad.
I can't see a thing. Oh, where? Here it is.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Please just take the damn picture.
Yeah, I
Hey,
just took a photo.
Language.
So damn.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
Smile, Dawn.
Oh, you did take a picture. I took 2. Anything else? Just take a picture of a map over here or something?
Come on already.
I did.
Okay, got it.
What
I'm gonna take some
poser.
pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Strange why the zoom is so weird.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Could be talking about the camera or the weather here. I don't want to shoot the deer when it comes up to that part. Am I done? Ow. It's weird that you zoom in and out with the analog stick and not just the bumper things. So I was supposed to take a picture of him taking a yeek.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely. Hey!
That's a keeper.
But there we go. I was looking at one word at the same where am I supposed
I'm
to
just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn.
picture?
You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Jeez, that's a while.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Like what?
Your grandpa's Fen taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
Okay, I have just one question. How can he sense that I'm taking a photo of him when his back is turned? Wait, does he have eyes on the back of his head that I can't see? Or just sensors that are detecting I'm taking a photo of him? This would be a cool shot if they're actually focused.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
I was leaving him with a yolk.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off. Let me get
Don't make her do it. Come on.
do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready. Great shot, Dawn.
I know what you did.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
I was supposed to come up there and comfort her or something.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn.
God.
Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
Karma much?
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Is that so you'd get a feel about how strange your family is or something? Wait, the cat statue. Where is he flying out to?
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Where do I go exactly?
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
What's this song? Oh god, not this story. I don't like this one. I mean, they're all sad, but this is one of the saddest. I don't wanna do it, I don't wanna do it, I don't wanna do it. What if he keeps that kidding on the bloody bathtub? Seriously. So
I
asking
can't
them.
imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Nice subtitles.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I learned.
There we go.
Make it the bride.
We just need a kite. So we need. Look at this
When the
cool
time for
totem.
photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
It's a good poem, I'll give it that.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Oops. I guess that's me
Rain
doing
came
it.
down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Got it all right up. That boat right up. I thought it was going to do a big crash. Oh, I missed a chair. That's what it was. Is that all of it now? There we go. Jeez.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
That's just weird.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
How can you forget about your kid flying a kite outside? Like they forgot about a kid in the bathtub, I suppose. Makes sense.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
It's one of the coolest ones, but it's also really sad. He essentially ruined himself. I'm a frog!
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
No.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I'm a
I
bird.
wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Duckies!
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy.
You worry about baby being too happy.
Slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Fine, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
My duckies!
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory.
Why did you call Price? Who
About
does that?
everything.
Now I'm the fuck.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
It kind of worries you. You can do two things at once, talk on the phone and get your baby out of the bathtub, but it's not exactly that
Sure
odd.
as heck. He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Yeah, for about 1 year. Hey. Everyone got to experience your life. What's happening out there? Is that monster still around and is it after me? Am I supposed to call him? Yeah.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Wait,
At
what
the
do-
time, it was as far away as she could get.
Yeah, you're not gonna keep remembering it.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
What's all these post-it notes for?
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
Not too sure where to pull that.
Louis was born a year later.
What's this before I go?
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
I suppose you need something to believe. I don't know what way I'm supposed to go down.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Yeah, sure, I'm just going up now.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
That one open peephole.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Keep going round. No, I think that just takes me to the other side again, doesn't it? Yeah, this is windows to peep through.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
And raw by the looks of it. I wonder if he ever does come back.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
So he blew a way out. He's the only one who did escape.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
It kind of looks like one of those child designs. I can't think of what it was. There's a character that looks just like him.
searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Suppose they might be found. So I'm getting out of here while I can.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Wait, so is Mum the monster? That'd be a plot twist. Oh, I can't go around this way if I wanted to.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
I don't really want to do this one too much.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Yeah, it's the coolest room, so how would you not be proud of that? Oh, it's the stairs to nowhere, great. Oh, I was like, where am I going?
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I can't remember what story this is. I think I might be getting it mixed up with another one.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
What games did you play? Like Mortal Kombat or something? But oh, it is the one I'm remembering, isn't
Dear
it?
Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
For some reason I was remembering this as two different
He kept
stories.
working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Because the last bit's very different to this.
His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it.
I almost cut my finger off.
He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth.
It's hard to do this.
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Wait, is that not a way?
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Right, I went straight past it.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery, I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Yeah, it seemed that way.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Come on, doggy.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Nice
And
too.
songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet,
All in his mind.
were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished.
Oh. I was paying attention to the fish.
He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Not giving up.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis.
Claim them all.
He
On the
started
rocks.
drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
I've earned the wages somehow. Oh, come on. Pay the bills.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
Let's do this one.
handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Radiant rainbows.
radiant rainbows.
That's one way of doing it.
He followed the sound of her
Electric sitar.
electric sitar.
It's a nice effect where the imagination is starting to take up the whole of the screen and it just started out from a small bit. It's sort of like drug overdose. You start off from a small bit and then you just keep working your way up like addiction.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
You, princess.
He knew the world
Why
was
you
all
run
in
away?
his
Do you
imagination.
not want my fish? The other fish. can make you free fish every day and night. I guess she's not a seafood
But he
sort
was
of
so
girl.
proud of having created
Oh,
him.
I'm going back home. Nope, gotta keep going.
In his
Alright.
own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Bye.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me.
Not too sure this princess has given you her consent if she's
It was
wandered
hard to
away.
argue with him.
That's definitely my yucca.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Why wouldn't we be suffering more after that? That was hopefully the best job out there.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Goodbye.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
To a better end, I suppose.
Including the wise Calico who insisted on advising him.
There's Molly. I know I'll see the cat sometime.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
I mean, if she turned out to know all this about his imagination, say,
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
I guess she just want to make it sound a bit more kinder in a way.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Yeah, same here. Right, I think I'm going to finish it there because, well, just because it's gone on long enough. I think the first part went on long enough, and yeah, might have to split it up if it turns out to be any younger. So, I suppose, hope you enjoyed it in some way or another. I just want to finish it. And, yeah, it's a good game. You should go check it out if you can. Maybe when the October Halloween sales are on, go check it out.